Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News here on MTV Sports. I'm Shahin Jurangpati. Let's first take a look at your headlines. Lawyers refrain from court work today as well. 4 members of the same family sentenced to death for the murder of a police officer. Mahela Jayawardene decides to step down as captain of the Sri Lanka team after the current tour of Australia. Now for those stories in detail. Judicial work at the Jaffna, Batticaloa, Hatton and Vaunia courts came to a standstill today as well. Now this was due to the Provisional Lawyers Associations deciding to keep away from work in protest over the unfair manner in which the impeachment motion against the Chief Justice was examined.
A majority of the lawyers at the Hatton Magistrates Court were also not present to hear cases. This was the situation at the Vaunia Court Complex premises.
Four members of the same family were sentenced to death by the K-Gaol magistrates today for the murder of a police officer on duty. Now the sentence was handed down by High Court Judge Menaka Vijayasundara.
The police officer had been brutally murdered on or around the 16th of November 2008 by the 4 individuals when the officer had gone to the Hiriwadunna area in Rambukana on official duty. The individuals were subsequently arrested and produced before court, where 17 charges were filed against them. Court found the 4 suspects guilty of all 17 charges and the death sentence was imposed on all 4.
Moving on to more local news, the Mount Lavinia Magistrates Court ordered the police to arrest and produce the suspects who assaulted the Secretary of the Judicial Service Commission, Manjula Tilakaratne. The order was issued when the case was taken up before Mount Lavinia Chief Magistrate Nirosha Fernando this morning. The Colombo Crimes Division informed court that over 600,000 phone calls were being examined and investigations will focus on the suspicious numbers. The police also said that they have received information on the vehicle that had been following Manjula Tilakaratne's vehicle and have forwarded this information to the Commissioner of Motor Traffic for further investigation. Unidentified objects in the sky. Now, since of late, Sri Lankans have been mystified by the sudden appearance of bright objects in the night sky in various parts of the country. Now, such a flying object was spotted yesterday as well in the Galgamu area.
This footage was captured by a provincial correspondent from the skies above Galgamu at around 10 last night. Our correspondent stated that this light from the flying object was visible for around 3 hours. Over the past few days, several similar sightings have been reported from many areas. While various theories are doing the rounds about these unidentified objects, UK-based astrobiologist Professor Chandra Wickramasinghe, speaking exclusively to News First yesterday, contended that these bright objects are most probably remnants of small meteorites burning up in the atmosphere.
Meanwhile, the Department of Examination states that supervisory teams have been deployed island-wide to prevent malpractices at the ongoing ordinary level examination. Examinations Commissioner WMNJ Pushpakumar stated that investigations will be launched without delay into complaints received regarding fraud.
The Examinations Commissioner said that no complaints have been received so far this year. Supervision of this year's examination is taking place at 3 different levels. Examinations Commissioner WMNJ Pushpakumar added that inspections are being carried out at the department level, provincial level and at zonal level. Inspection of the examination and coordination centers is being conducted on a day and night basis. The Examinations Commissioner stated that the marking of answer scripts will commence before the end of December.
In more local news, the Department of Archaeology says it will conduct field tests to ascertain whether the cave found in Sri Pada recently is indeed the Diva cave. Now, the department stated that a confirmation would be obtained before next Monday. Commissioner General of Archaeology Dr. Sinarath Dissanayake said that the cave was identified as the Bhagawa cave in a field investigation carried out 2 years ago. He added that a group of archaeologists headed by him is ready to carry out investigations at the cave. Still in local news, a fire had erupted at a tire manufacturing factory in Panlua Paduka. The police said that factory staff and area residents doused the fire, which broke out at around 4 this morning. The reason for the fire has not yet been ascertained. The police are conducting investigations into the incident. Villagers in Valiala, Madirigiriya are being severely inconvenienced due to the dilapidated state of the Valiala bridge. Now the villagers point out that the bridge, which was damaged by torrential rain 2 years ago, is yet to be repaired.
This bridge in Valiala, Madirigiriya, was built for the daily use of people in several villages including Valiala, Kirimatia, Sansungama and Kaudulla. However, the bridge was damaged due to flooding in February 2010. Though 2 years have passed since the bridge was damaged, none of the relevant authorities have taken any measures to repair the bridge.
We have informed every conceivable authority about this. We are forced to travel an additional 6 kilometers instead of just half a kilometer because of this problem.
We have informed every conceivable authority about this. We are forced to travel an additional 6 kilometers instead of just half a kilometer because of this problem. Area residents state that they face numerous difficulties in carrying out their day-to-day activities owing to the inability to use the Valiala bridge.
Well, on sports and cricket news, Mahala Jayawardene announced today that he will step down as captain of the Sri Lanka Test and One Day teams after the current tour of Australia. Now, Jayawardene made this statement at a media briefing held in Hobart today ahead of the first test against Australia tomorrow.
There's one thing, I think I was going to wait till the finish of the series, but I thought I might as well. I had a chat to the selectors. I took over the captaincy for 12 months and I think that ends after this series, so I don't want to continue to captain Sri Lanka after this tour, so this would be my last. I hope I won't get any more SOS calls from them later on, but it's been brilliant. I think I've enjoyed the last year, what I've achieved and did all that, but I think personally the only reason I see this is that we need to move on to a younger leader, and it's much easier for Sri Lankan cricket if we get a new guy in while the senior players are still around.
Jayawardene also backed all-rounder Angelo Matthews to replace him as captain of the side.
Angelo is the one everyone's been earmarked, and I think he's good enough. If you see some of the other captains who've taken over as young, Smith, Fleming, there are a few others around the circuit. Maybe the first few years will be tough for them, but they'll grow into the job, and I feel that if Angelo's getting the opportunity, it'll be much easier for him, the transition, because he'll have Kumar, myself, Dilshan, all those guys around him in tough situations. So then we can build him through that period, and then after that he'll be on his own. But I think this is the right time.
And that brings an end to Lunchtime News. I'm Shanjarang Pati. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.